you're in your former life. I know you went to school, you went to college, played basketball, and had a degree in dental hygiene. And how long did you do that for?
So my path was not really traditional, truthfully. So I went to a 4-year school, played 2 years of basketball, but then I had the health issues that popped up. And so then I had to reroute, and then went to the dental hygiene program, but that was only 2 years. So.
Okay. All right. So, what has the insurance business, what has that meant to you and to your life? Because I'm sure when you're going to school, as far as like, hey, I'm going to be a dental hygienist, and then all of a sudden, the script flips, right? And you totally change directions.
For sure. I mean, a lot of us, myself included, we grow up in that mentality of go to school and get that 9 to 5, right? And that's, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that succeed very well in that, I guess, and have a great life and stuff like that. But after going to the hygiene route and working in that for 7-8 years, it just got to the point where I couldn't see myself continuing to do it to quote unquote retire at 65. It felt stagnant and it wasn't challenging anymore. And I'll never forget right before I decided to take the leap of faith into insurance, whatever the heck I was signing up for. I remember one of the dental assistants in the last office I worked in, they were like, "You're really good at this." Cause I was bobbing and weaving, basically just doing everything in the office that day. And I was like, you know what? I have kind of, mastered this. So in my head, I was like, it's time to challenge myself in other ways. So, but yeah, that's what insurance, it was the biggest leap of faith and diving into a fear that I've ever done. Right. Because I had no idea what I was getting into. And so I really, for the first time ever, probably took a really actual chance on myself. So.
Well, and you worked during the height of the pandemic. So I'm sure that was maybe one of the reasons you're like, hey, I've got to expand my horizon and get out of here, because I'm sure, everything was crazy times then. And so I know it was really hard on the health industry, especially as well, just all the extra protocols and things like that.
Oh, for sure. It really helped my mindset to this was the opportunity and the chance to, if I'm going to do something else, I need to do it now. Because also you always had that, I can always go back to it if I need to type thing, but I'd rather take the risk now and find out rather than waking up in 30 years and wondering what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And I think that's something that we're born with, right? I mean, it's people that we're surrounded with in our business, commission-based sales. You've got to bet on yourself. You've got to have a confidence. You got to walk the line of arrogance. Or you don't win, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. And when you have that inside of you, to stay in this, rat race and the mediocrity that complacent life in our society creates, you always feel like you're not being who you were meant to be or what you could be, right?
Right.
And it was hard. When you say that, I think about me, and I think about leaving the golf business, and I think about my former boss's boss who told me, "Oh man, you'll be back. You'll be back. Oh God, you're getting an insurance that's cut. And I'm like, I don't even know what it means, man. Right. I miss, but you also are surrounded, right? You had people that you knew were winning, people that you trusted, people that, again, you knew their life, you knew things worked, you knew they had been in this business. So there was this example of, well, it does work, even though most people look from the outside in and see this commission-based lifestyle as being like, you're just out there every day wondering how you're going to pay your bills, right? Like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine waking up like that. So it's great when you do take that leap, and you do it with the right people.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed, David, is, a lot of former athletes, right? And Ashley's kind of already touched on it a little bit. They're always, like she said, hey, I can't see myself being here forever. So you're always looking for that next level of, hey, I've got these skills, I've got these talents. okay, like you said, I've mastered this, what I'm doing. I'm able to do every facet of the business. Now I'm looking for my next challenge. Do you feel like that was kind of what your calling was, Ashley? Like looking for that next level?
Yes, because I think it's just maybe that competitiveness that, athletes have, right? Like you're always competing with other people, but you're also competing with yourself. And I find that the truest for me. Like I'm the hardest on myself. I challenge myself the most. Like just I want to be better every day. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how the heck I'm going to do it, but I'm going to find a way to do it, truthfully. So I do think that was a lot of it. It was, you don't want to be complacent, essentially. Like I don't really see myself as a super smart, talented individual, but at the same time, I don't want to feel complacent in my day-to-day life either. So